So I'm going to go through, I'm just going to call this like an abbreviated version of my top 10 tech tools I think you should be using. Some of them I'm going to hop into and show you a bit. Some of them I'll just show you an example of, but I'm also going to send an email after the class with a bunch of resources you can use. I have a website full of resources, and what's really cool is you guys just started having access to the Scott Leroy marketing services. It's a lifesaver. Basically, you log in, I'll show you in a second, you just not even log in, you just go to the website and fill out a questionnaire, and Scott Leroy will set up all of your technologies for you. Your app, your websites, your e-edge, even if you're already set up, he will go in and just do a polish to make sure everything is optimized. So it's a really great service. He can also do a whole bunch of other things for free. So you can also upload your contacts to e-edge if you want to. Just give him a spreadsheet and he'll upload them. It's not him, actually, it's his team, but I just say it's Scott. He can also activate basic campaigns for you for free. If you want something more customized built in there, you can. There's also like fee services. But I love the Scott Leroy services because especially for, well, any agent, there's always a hurdle of like setting it up because you're learning to set something up, but then you never do that again. So you've spent all that energy clogging your brain with like, this way, he sets it up. If you want to change anything, you just email him and he fixes it for you. Like, my name is wrong, I want a new picture, I want to change my email address, whatever, he'll take care of it. So it's really, that's a great thing. So a lot of the stuff I'll show you today is just stuff that you can just easily access now because it'll be set up for you by Scott Leroy. So the first thing I say is the tech tools have the ability to run your business and add to the huge value to your clients, but none of them are magic pills, right? None of them are going to do everything for you with no work. I think we've all fallen for a magic pill, whether it be weight loss for, that, or a real estate thing where like, you give us $20 a month, we'll give you unlimited leads. Right. Sure, yeah. Me and everyone else is signed up for it, right? So the more consistent work you put in, the better your results, of course. We know it intellectually, we always still look for a faster, cheaper way to get there, right? Even though we know that like the only thing that actually works is the consistency. So the first tool I'm going to talk about is KW Connect. Are we all familiar with KW Connect? Yeah? If you are not, I'll show you a couple little quickie things about KW Connect. Just log in to kw.com, go to Education, and that will bring you into the KW Connect world. KW Connect has everything. All of your courses, all of your documents, videos. I have agents ask me for things all the time, like one agent asked me last week for a profit and loss statement. I was like, ooh, I don't know. But I looked on here, found 3 or 4 different versions. He looked at them and kept the one he wanted the most, right? Lots of things like that. Marketing pieces, there's a really great listing presentation that's on here that you can look for. There's also buyer consultations. Here's a thing that I will give you if you want to use it. If you follow somebody on here, if you follow me, for example, if you just search for my name. That's not me, that is.
It's twins.
I look great. We know who it is. If you look up my name, Aaron Kyte, and follow me, I actually upload every month. I upload for our office infographics. Now, they're branded to our office, but you could easily download it and just chop off our office. Actually, you'd be fine on here.
That's Toronto.
Yeah, it's Toronto. So the only thing you would need to chop off is the very bottom. It says our office name.
Right.
You just need to chop that off and put your own office name wherever you post it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be RICO compliant. So if you follow me, you get an email alert every time I upload something new to my account. So if you care to use that, it's something that I make for our office for free. And like I said, all you
Sorry,
need,
where is that?
it's on KW Connect.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're in here, you can just search my name,
Okay.
Aaron Kyte, and follow me. It's like Facebook. I get lots of followers. I feel very popular, but you really only want my stats. But yeah, it's a really easy tool, and it's the right size for Instagram and Facebook posts, so it's very easy to do that way. So personally I follow John Davis because he posts cool stuff for KW Technology. I follow again Kyle Puckett because he does cool things. So there's a few people who, if you really like what they're putting out there, you can follow them so you get an alert whenever they upload something. You also have access to the calendar here, which is great. There's always 1,000 places to access your calendar. But what I like about it is if you click on something on the calendar, you can actually go here and export the whole calendar to your iPhone or your Gmail calendar. Do you guys know that? So when I open my phone, I have the calendar for all 3 offices on there. My calendar looks terrible. But at least then I can turn it off if I don't want to see it, or I can turn it on if I want to know what's happening in the office. So I use that. I follow all of our calendars. There's also tons of resources here. The Ask an Agent area is just like message boards basically for questions about real estate and KW things. Technology resources is kind of neat. Anybody here a part of the labs for anything, like for command or anything? The labs are kind of neat. If you want to be on sort of the test group for any of the technologies, you can go to Technology Resources and look for the labs dashboard. And you can see what's being developed and what sort of stage it's in as far as development. So what's brand new, what's being controlled, what's limited availability, and what's general availability. And if you want to be a part of any of it, you can click here to sign up for the labs and be a part of the early testing. Or there's another button down here somewhere. Yeah, you can also join the labs and wait list for different things. So you can just put what kind of phone you have in there. So there's resources there. Have you played with the referral network yet at all?
A little bit.
A little bit? I think it's kind of cool actually. I just clicked on my referrals. You can go here to, let's say you've got a client who wants to move to Vancouver. So you're like, well, I can't personally move you there, but I can recommend a great agent. So I can go over to Vancouver, I can zoom in. Let's say they're going to Surrey, it'll be more specific. So what you're going to see here is all the blue dots that pop up are recent transactions in that area by these agents. So right now it's sorted by closed units. I can also sort by listings sold, for example, or I can even sort randomly if I want to. And I can look at these agents over here and I can see which one. Let's say Andrew Johnston. He wears a blue tie, very nice. He's had 6 closed units last year. Okay, I like it. I can add him to my network, or I can send a referral right to him right now. I can set the fee, the deadline, the price, maximum, send it off, and send him a referral through here. If I don't know who I want to send it to, if I'm like, oh, I don't know who the best agent is in this area, zoom in a bit more, and you can do what's called a broadcast referral. And what happens in that case is you're sending it anonymously to all of these 37 agents, or whatever number you choose. So it goes in anonymously, they send you a little paragraph back about why you should choose them, and you can choose. Once you select the agent who gets the referral, everyone else is notified anonymously that they didn't receive it, and the person who is receiving the referral gets all the information. So it's a nice way to send it that way. It's all tracked in the system. And the other thing is, if you're like, I'm nervous about this referral network, I'd rather do it the old-fashioned way for a little bit, you can also even go here to enter a referral to track, and you can even put in a referral that didn't originate here in the system, so that they still have the information about that referral. Because what they're doing with it is they're taking all this information from the referrals, and they're actually building a whole bunch of other features. Like you're going to be able to press a button and see major migration patterns. You'll be able to see on the map, like, a lot of folks are going from Hamilton to Toronto, or Toronto to Port Coquitlam, and that kind of stuff. So what you can do then is, if you're being sort of like tech savvy, you could market yourself in those areas. Like if folks are coming from Hamilton to Toronto, you can market yourself on Facebook or whatever in Hamilton as your Toronto relocation expert, right? So, but it's better to see where people are coming from first. Otherwise, you're just sort of spraying your marketing dollars everywhere. So there's a cool opportunity there. And that's what they're doing with all the information they're gathering from these referrals. Does that seem useful?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's kind of cool. And I'll show you in a little bit that you can actually access all of this through the Kelly app as well, so I'll show you that in a second. Hi, I'm Aaron. The last thing I'll show you is the growth tools. Do you anyone here use the CGI tools, the Career Growth Initiative? It's actually really interesting. What you do in here is a whole bunch of tools. It's a calculator, essentially, first and foremost, where you go into your CGI tools, and there's a whole bunch of different tools here that you can use. But one of the big ones is, Oh, so there we go, CGI calculator. So I can go into here. I forgot I'm in your account.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what is, nothing's here. So what I can do here is, I can put in my goals for the year. So if I know that in the next 3 months, I want to make, $300,000 in profit, I know my tax rate is this, my royalty cap, my company dollar, monthly expenses, you basically put all that stuff in, along with your conversion rate, and it's going to tell you how many appointments you need, listing appointments, how many buyer appointments you need, and it's basically going to help you stay on track for that. It shows you how much you need to lead generate to get to those points. Because you're like, okay, I want to do 4 deals next month. You're like, okay, cool. I'll just sit here and wait for them. You're like, no, you know that what it really means is, it needs this many cold calls, this many appointments to get this much conversion. So once you do that, there's also a whole bunch of tools here that you can use to like add things to your listing presentation, your buyer presentation. There's all kinds of stats like that. So the CGI tools are actually really cool. And you can use the Kelly app to modify them, which I'll show you. So if you've got your CGI stuff filled out, you can actually say to the Kelly app, add a listing presentation, and it'll say how many listing presentations do you want to add, and then you can sort of chip your goals off that way, or add a buyer consult. And you can track it that way, and you can see on your phone. So that's what I think KW Connect is really useful for, and it's always adding new things. I really think that KW Connect is going to be the homepage of kw.com soon. That's where all the good stuff lives, and that actual login page is kind of dated looking now. So I think this will be what the home base looks like. So that is the first tool, is KW Connect. Any questions about that stuff so far? Here's the thing, I'm going to dump all this info on you, and I'm going to run away at 2:30, and you'll forget all of it. But I'm going to send you an email with a whole bunch of resources and where to find things. So I'll mention all the things we went over. I'll send this presentation and a bunch of places you can check to learn more. Cool. So yeah, that's great. Or I'll just ghost and then never hear from me again.
Did you want our cards so you have our emails, or?
I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah. You betcha. Just trust me.
See ya.
Just know it. So I talked about CGI. Recruiting Bridge. You mentioned Recruiting Bridge. You guys just got Recruiting Bridge in your office, or back in your office, I guess. I don't have my login here. It's on my computer. It's saved. But what Recruiting Bridge is, and you'll hear more about it from your leadership team. Recruiting Bridge is a tool for the team leaders to use. It's like their database program. So it's their iExact or their eEdge or their top producer. What's cool about it is that if you give a referral to your team leader, what happens is every time that team leader reaches out or makes a note to that potential recruit, the person who referred them gets an update. So if you give me, or you give your team leader a referral, upon the first email, every time he talks to them, whatever, or she rather, every time that person is sort of touched base with, you get an update. So you're never wondering, did this person drop the ball, or did they forget? Also, you'll all have your own account to log into on Recruiting Bridge, and with that account, you also get your own landing page, basically. If you want to use it, you can use that landing page to recruit as well. So it's just a really simple landing page. It's got some basic information about KW and a bunch of lead capture stuff on there to try to get people to reach out to you that you can then refer to your team leader. So you can use it as much or as little as you want, but there is a capability there to both get insight into what your team leader is doing with your referrals, but also know that you can try to sort of grow your referral network a little bit by using the webpage. So if you wanted to even do some like Google AdWords or some little bit of Facebook advertising and try to drive people to that landing page, you can totally do that. So that's the Recruiting Bridge. Again, I won't show you. Are you guys sending an email out to everybody, or have you already?
Yeah, I think ours is sent out already. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So if you have more questions.
The fact that the person who is referring the agent to the team leader gets updates is really good, because then you know that, okay, they've had an appointment with Aresta, and you can reach out to them and stay in touch with them, so that you make sure that they name you as your sponsor,
Exactly.
as their sponsor, and then there's your profit share.
Yeah, because again, you can be as hands-off or hands-on as you want. I think it's a great idea. So once you've gotten that confirmation they had an appointment, you can totally reach out and say, hey, I did an appointment. Like anything else I can do for you? You want to take an office tour? You want
any other questions? And all that kind of stuff.
Totally. No, it's great.
It's just like when you're working a lead in in your clients. You know, you stay in touch with them and you've got a much better chance of making it happen.
Absolutely. Especially now that the market is kind of shifting and people are getting weirded out about like what to do. And if you are the most certain person that someone knows in the business, they're going to wonder what your secret is, right? So, your KW email. Who here uses the @kw.com email? Anybody? Really? Interesting. I'm surprised. So I use mine. I love my @kw.com email. You don't have to use it. Here are some cool things that you should know about it though if you don't use it. It's free. It's a Google business account that you can easily set up. It has 30 gig of storage, all of the Google business tools. So if I go to this little tile up here, I have access to Google Docs, Google Slides, Sheets. So basically like Google's version of every program. And here's a cool thing that I just discovered a couple of days ago. If I go to Slides over here, so that's like the PowerPoint for Google, right? If I go here to the template gallery, you actually have access to ready to go buyer consultations and listing presentations in Google Slides.
And that's if you go through your
KW.com, but you actually said you're gonna probably download them and blast them out to everyone, because we know that not everyone uses their KW.com email account. But yeah, but I think it's great to, even if you're not gonna use it as your primary email address, what's great about these KW accounts is unlike a lot of other brokerages, if you were to leave KW or want to switch email providers, you can actually take this email with you. So I'm Aaron Kyte at kw.com. If I were to leave, they would just transfer it to a Gmail account. So it would just become Aaron Kyte, probably Aaron Kyte 1, because I already had Aaron Kyte at gmail.com, but it would be Aaron Kyte at gmail.com. And I wouldn't lose my history of messages, any of my attachments, any of that stuff. So if your hesitation is that like, what if I go, or where's my information going, it belongs to you, even if you were to switch away from this email account. So, and here's what the ready to go, like here's the buyer presentation, for example. It's fully editable because you're not going to want to use it straight out of the box, but you can put your photo in there, put your little bio. Now, you might probably want to make it a little more personal, a little bit more Toronto specific, because when you make something for everyone, it's actually made for no one, but it wouldn't take much work to polish this and make it very usable. So the listing and buyer presentations are available in there, and those are just sort of like, so KW is actually putting tools in all those places for you to use. I just found that last week and I was so excited.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
That's in Slides?
In Slides, yeah. Yeah, so there's another little feature of the Gmail account. A few things that, if you didn't know, that might be holding you back from using it. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the Keller Cloud. Oh, no, I lied to you. Oh, I skipped ahead. Guys, there we go. KW websites. Who here uses the KW Playster website? Anybody? Okay. What website provider do we use? What do you use for website provider?
I don't have a website now.
No? Perfect.
But this one just set up this
It'll be so easy.
Scott.
Oh, good. Yeah, yeah. And what do you use, Rick?
GoDaddy.
Okay, great. Anybody else using like Agent Locator or
I'm
anything?
using a Wix one, so I'm trying to actually set up my KW website right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, the great thing is Scott does it for you.
I'm not familiar how to do that.
Yeah, so actually, I'll show you. My website has instructions on how to do that.
Okay.
Because if you let Scott Leroy do all the setup for that website, the only thing you need to do is activate your IDX for it. So I've actually got instructions on my website that are super easy.
Okay.
Anybody else have a website provider that they like? Do you use a website provider at all?
I think I've got something through Playster.
Okay. The Playster, here's the thing about the Playster site. It's not perfect. It's like, I call it a great online business card. You can't do a ton with it as far as editing and moving things around, but if you find a template that you like, of the 8 templates that are there, you can add tons of content. You can add pages, you can add testimonials, you can blog. People can search for properties. Here, I'll show you a completed Playster website that I didn't even help with this one, but So this is one of our agents in our office. I just happen to know her domain name, so I'll show this one. So she's using the basic template number 1. She put her photo on all the photos so that you know it was her. You can add you can add testimonials, you can add as many pages as you want. You can have featured properties and choose which properties are featured. You can add testimonials. And what was I going to say?
So what's the advantage to using a KW, is her website as?
It's free, yeah. And also, when you're building a site from scratch, it's damn near impossible to get an IDX feed to work on a third-party site.
Right, so that's my,
Yeah.
I was trying to.
The problem is that Treb really only gives you a fire hose of data. You're like, yeah, you can have data feed, but we will not provide anything that interprets that and makes you able to search it. So you either need to figure something out yourself, pay a third party to interpret the data. So either way, you're paying a monthly, whenever you sort of go rogue, you're paying a monthly fee for probably both your website and for your data search thing. So.
Is there any possible way of taking, I know I was having some issues with this as well, but taking my domain name with Wix,
Mhm.
which I purchased through Wix, and using that as opposed to whatever random domain name?
You can
that
totally
came
do
up?
it. Yeah,
Okay.
in fact, Scott Leroy will assign your domain name for free as well. So if I buy aaronkiterealestate.com and I want it applied to my Playster site,
Yeah,
he will do it for me.
okay.
Yeah,
So I just need to contact him.
exactly. You might need to, this is just a technical thing, because Wix has it right now, you might need to contact GoDaddy and have it moved there. Like it needs a home first. So
Okay.
if Wix owns it, there might be an intermediary step,
Transfer,
yeah, but it wouldn't be difficult. And that's one thing, like, yes, because these sites come, and it would be, like hers was liliasmorov.kellerwilliamsrealty.ca. That's a long domain name for a business card.
Yeah.
The great thing about buying your own is that it's your domain no matter what you do or where you go. So if I buy aaronkite.com, I can point it to any site that I use from now until I die. So including the Playster site. And then if it's Playster, like I said, Scott can transfer it for free. Yeah.
Okay, so I purchased a domain name, and it was hosted quite a while ago, and it expired, I let it expire. And someone had already taken it, it was my name.com. It
Yeah.
was some Chinese company. So I checked again, they've still got it.
Damn it.
I tried to sell it for a lot of money. So anyway, so I went through a Canadian company and purchased my name with .ca.
Okay, great.
But what I understand now is I have to get that hosted, like could I use that, now I have the domain,
Mhm.
but could I use that for the
Yes.
Keller Williams site?
Absolutely.
So I don't have to have it hosted, because I thought I had to get it hosted as well.
No,
This is the host?
yeah,
Okay,
so
they
Playster hosts their
okay,
site, yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Right.
So all you would need to do is essentially provide Scott your login and password to
Okay.
your domain
Okay, good.
place,
That's
and
what
they'll
I
take your,
want.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
That's
now
why
see
I
it.
love them, because all the stuff that I hate teaching or doing, they mostly just do for us. Yeah.
What's the pricing like here?
For Scott Leroy, it's free to agents. So the offices pay each month for Scott to handle all that onboarding and technology stuff.
Oh.
And the prices are actually relatively reasonable considering how much work they do. The thing is that they send out like weekly updates of like what's new, tools, what you should be doing, helpful videos, and there is a bit of an upsell available, like because they'll do certain custom things. They'll do social media management. They will do custom drip campaigns, things like that. So I think the reason they keep their prices, but they're really cool. Like they're not aggressive about it. They just send their weekly like updates and new tools and tricks and stuff. And if you go to the site, then you see the options of what you can also pay for.
But they'll build your website, your place website for you?
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I mean they won't add extra stuff. They'll do the basic setup, and then they have videos in showing you how to help you add content, add pages, all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. So it's to me, it's pretty invaluable. Let me go here. So cater websites. I love just being like, make Scott do it. E-Edge. So you use it. Anybody else? You're gonna, you might use it?
I'm just, like I said, I just kind of started getting familiar.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little tiny E-Edge like overview. Where are we? I've got too many tabs open. This is always what I do. I get too excited. So I'm going to show you my eEdge account. I'm just going to show you a couple of little things that it does. Again, if you do the Scott Lawyer setup, he will do all of the basic setup for you. So he will fill out your profiles, get everything ready, get your information in there. He'll even upload your contacts to eEdge for free. I think in the spreadsheet I mentioned that. So right now, this is my access to the eEdge control panel. So if I could click on any of these little buttons. Oops, that's the wrong. And these are little shortcuts to things. But really, I always just click new leads. It just gets me to the home page, kind of where the home base. And once I'm in here with the eEdge database system, and essentially all of these CRMs are versions of the same thing, right? So if you are starting out or you're unsure what to use, I would say start here. And if you like it, great. If you don't like it, then at least you know what features it's missing that you do want. Like for a few of our agents, they were like, you know what, I really need text integration. I need to text my clients through my CRM. I was like, great, this doesn't have that. So go to Follow Up Boss. Or you know what I really need? I really need X feature, and then you'll know what you're looking for in your next CRM. So, but as far as eEdge, it's come a long way in the last couple of years. So you can, of course, add contacts. You can look at all your contacts. And this home dashboard has gotten quite a bit nicer in the last little while. Because what you can do is you can sort your contacts by when they were added, when you last had an interaction with them, anything you want. You can also add reminders right from here. So if you want to say, put a reminder to call that person at a certain time, or send them an email or whatever, you can put it in there. And the reminders you are alerted here, but you also get an email every morning letting you know what your reminders are for that day. So it's like having an assistant bug you. You can also add people to groups, like buyers, sellers, birthday group, whatever you want. You can put them on marketing campaigns, if you care to. You can put them on a listing alert, which I really like. Basically, it's like a TREB prospect match, but you can choose how often they get it. So you can do weekly, monthly, bi-weekly. I think that everyone on everyone's database should be on something like this. Even if they don't want to buy or sell for the next 15 years, I still want a monthly update of what's happening in my neighborhood. New listings, that kind of stuff. And if you get everyone on a listing search like this, that's 12 of your touches for the year taken care of. You know they're hearing from you once a month regardless. And that's like high, to me it's high value information because we're all nosy about our neighborhood. So yeah, so that's sort of the overview of the contacts. One of my favorite features is just the search listings, because what you can do, now I do not have full MLS access because I'm not an agent. So what's going to pop up here right now is only KW listings, but I can still show you the cool features. So it's going to show me what's nearby, or what's in the city. So let's say that I want to send this property off. I can click this little box here. I can send this listing, and the email, if I preview it, looks like this, which is pretty attractive. It's a little nicer looking than the TREB one. So my rationale is if somebody's looking to buy or sell right now, use TREB. It's the most up-to-date, it's the quickest, it's your best tool as a realtor. But if somebody's timeline's a little further along, or you're staying in touch for marketing purposes, this is a really nice way to reinforce that, like, things look nice, you're their agent, it's all very professional and polished looking. And when they click on this, they view it on your eEdge, like it's like a property landing page. So they see your name, your contact button, all that stuff. It doesn't go to your main website, but it goes to like the landing page for this. Not a problem, they still know it's you and they can get a hold of you. That's what I think, anyway. The other cool feature that I really like in this is if I click on a property here, click on View Details, I can click this Post to Facebook button. Let's see who was logged in here last. Oh. Can I log in that one, mine? No. I'll do
I
mine.
think the documentation.
It's okay, I'll do mine. I'll just remind me to log out here when I'm done.
You don't want us to go in there after?
It's only my work Facebook account, so good luck. It'll be the most boring thing in the world.
Well, we can make it more fun.
Yeah, good. I'm fired instantly. So Dangerous. So this doesn't look very exciting right now, but I'm gonna say, gorgeous new listing, contact me for a private viewing. Now, it's not showing the thumbnail, but it does automatically create a little thumbnail. When I look at it. So this is what my people are seeing. How cute is that? And if my client, here's what's cool. If somebody who's already in my database clicks on it, it looks like this. There we go. So whether you're in my database or not, it looks like this. But if you are not in my database and you want to look at other properties while you're here, let's say I want to look at this one. If you're not already in my database, it's going to prompt you to sign up. So it's got lead capture.
How did you get into that? Is this in the, sorry, how did you get into that?
It's in eEdge.
Okay.
So if you go to eEdge,
So I'm in here.
you go to listings,
Okay,
the little, and search.
okay.
Yeah, it's right
In that
there.
area.
Yeah. So I think that if you're adding to your homework for your life, if you're using eEdge, and even if you're not, you could get in the habit of doing one of these featured properties on your social media once a week. Or even twice if you do a condo and a featured house. And I recommend that you get permission before promoting someone else's listing, and a great way to do that is just to reach out to somebody in your office and get permission. You don't technically need it for most listings, but it's a nice show of good faith, right? Plus, you might strike up a little conversation and you can be like, oh, do you have an open house for this one? Oh, no, you don't. Do you mind if I do one for you? Or can I come to yours? Or like, can I door knock with you in the area to circle prospect? Whatever you want to do, you're starting a conversation. So I think doing a featured Facebook listing through eEdge is a really great way to like keep people thinking of you as an active agent. Does that seem useful?
Yeah.
So instead of posting this listing, if I have a sort of like a new project,
Mhm.
so I take that picture like a condo reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
So can I put it through eEdge and to the Facebook so that I get leads like this?
No, on this one you can only promote listings that are already on the MLS. So if you want to do that, what I would do is post it on Facebook, but then do the link to go back to your website, and you can get lead capture that way.
Are
Like
these,
for more information kind of thing.
are these listings here on the side when I go into that, are these just KW listings or is this?
If you do I'll send you the instructions. When you do the instructions to get the full IDX feed on here, you'll have all available Toronto listings.
Okay.
Yeah. It takes like 3 minutes to do it. It's great.
So there are no problems, because I think you were saying there's a problem sometimes getting a listing onto your Facebook page, like sometimes they don't, isn't it, you were saying that sometimes there's a problem with posting it, a listing? No, from MLS? Okay.
I never tried.
Yeah, okay.
I've never
Is there
had
problems
trouble
on
from
your
here.
personal page?
Yeah, no.
Doesn't have to be a business page or anything?
Yeah,
If you
no.
do- If you do regularly, it's not an issue with Facebook?
No, I don't think so. I know that there are other programs I've encountered that don't like real estate agents, like MailChimp does not like real estate agents. Because a lot of real estate agents have been like in breach of anti-spam laws. So I helped an agent build her newsletter a few months ago, and the first time she sent it out, her account got shut down because it was a real estate-based newsletter. So,
Really, because I
yeah.
thought that's what they did, if you had a new listing, you could use mail, like you have to be listed with them.
yeah,
So
well,
send
it's inconsistent. Some agents get by no problem, other agents get flagged. Some agents who've been doing it for a while through MailChimp have no problem.
Right.
Anyway, Constant Contact is essentially the same program, but it doesn't get flagged for some reason. Yeah, they're just picky sometimes. They don't want to get in. They don't want to get in trouble for breach of anti-spam laws, so they're going to be proactive about shutting agents down. Anyway, it's annoying, but yeah. But this program, I've never had trouble with it. Also, if you are not using eEdge right now, but you want to, or you're thinking about it, eEdge is actually one of the better programs that I've encountered as far as getting past spam filters. When you're sending out marketing pieces from the marketing area up here, the only email accounts that I find send KW stuff to junk or to like social is yahoo.ca accounts. and there are not a lot of them that I encounter. Gmail, almost all of them, when you create a marketing piece in here and send it out from your eEdge account, it almost always goes to inbox. So I really like it for that reason. Once you're in eEdge as well, you have a huge library of email and video marketing you can do. There's over almost 500 templates you can use, and you can edit all of them if you want to. So I can click on a piece here, and I can basically edit. I can personalize any part of it. So I can go in here and I can basically change any piece of it I want. This is going to be a little extra slow today. There we go. So I can delete this little piece. I can delete this. I can delete this red line if I want. Oh. There we go. Yeah. I can delete this image, or I can do whatever I want with it. I can change this text. This is not hard-hitting news, obviously, on this one. I just chose.
That's better.
Is that better? Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. There we go. I can change this. Here's what I like a lot about eEdge marketing pieces is you can put videos in so easily. All you need is the address from the video on YouTube. So just like you know your virtual tour, whatever it is, you can just grab the address from the. Why can't I go to YouTube?
It was downloaded.
Is it really?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's
So.
an old one. Yeah, it was rolled up.
So, I don't know what this history is. It's like reading my diary.
So,
Is it yours though, or is it the?
I don't know. Actually, it's not mine. Oh, it is mine. Oops, embarrassing. Actually, I know that guy. Sir Patrick, weird. So all you need is the address of that video from YouTube. And I
Like
can
copy
go,
the URL.
yeah, from the address bar. I can click the insert video link up here. I just put the link there. And look what it does. It creates an awesome little thumbnail. What am I sending out? But yeah, so imagine, so I had an agent who actually built a campaign in here for when she had done cold calling. And if she got somebody's email address, she had an 8-email campaign of little short videos. The first one was like, hey, I'm Kim, we spoke yesterday on the phone. Just want to say it was really great chatting with you. I want to let you know that I'm going to stay in touch occasionally. If you have any questions about, you know, what your home is worth in the current market or anything about the real estate market, give me a call. Next video is like, hey, we talked last week. Just want to let you know that my mobile app, you can use it whenever you want to search for local properties. Put the link below, like all that stuff. So she built a really easy 8-email video campaign because it's so easy to drop a video in there and send Post Malone to the internet. So I'm not going to save that. There's also, when you go to manage campaigns, so there's tons of campaigns you can choose from as well. Campaigns are a whole class on their own. But again, if you wanted to set up one of these basic campaigns as they are, you can just reach out to Scott and he'll just activate one for you. And if you want to customize them, which I recommend that you do because they're pretty generic, then you can do that as well. In my resources I send you guys, I'll send you a video that I made in like a super fast version of how to make a campaign, add some people, and press activate, basically. So I've got like a 15-minute video on how to make a campaign really quickly. But what's great about them is you can see the performance of the campaigns. Now this one's not going well, but there's nobody on it, which is the problem. But you can look at who's opening what's going on. So yeah. So with the system, if you want to use it or you're thinking about going back to it, you can add contacts, you can make groups, you can set reminders that get sent to you, you can schedule emails for the future, you can send listings, you can do featured Facebook things featured listings on your Facebook. Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to give you a little sneak preview as well. Have you guys heard about Command, the new database program that's coming? So in January, this is getting launched and everyone will have access to it. But for right now, it's still in the test phase. This is what command is going to look like. So as of January, you'll all have access to this new database program. eEdge will still be around, and in fact, I've got mine set up so that whenever I add a person to my eEdge database, they automatically get moved into this account as well. So it's helping me bridge the gap between moving from eEdge into this new one. It's also connected to MailChimp, Google Calendar, Gmail. It does so many cool things. What command is going to do is KW is basically trying to create a technology so strong that you never want to leave. Great. Right now, what's available is pretty basic because we're still in test phase. So I'll show you what's available right now. Contacts, I can add contacts, great. I can add on my phone with the Kelly app, I can say, in fact, I'll do it right now. Rick, what's your last name?
Gavey, G-A-V-E-Y.
Okay. So I'm gonna, usually I project my Kelly onto the screen, but I can't do that right now. So while I can talk to Kelly right now, I can say, oh. Guys, wah wah. Bad start. Don't you love when that happens where you're like,
In front of people.
yeah, I know. Add Rick Gavey to my contacts. No, it's got your name wrong, first of all. But it does add you, and I can just edit you.
Cool.
Yeah. What it's going to eventually happen is once this all gets done, there's going to be smart plans, which are like campaigns or programs, whatever your system calls them, where you can build all your emails for the year. So I could say, now that you're in my database, I can say, add Rick to my new buyer smart plan, and it'll start automatically. Or I can say, add Rick to my open house net smart plan, and it'll start working. Smart plans are going to be really cool because you can build your own, you can use the ones they provide, and once you've built one, you can actually share it with people or sell it. So if you build a kick-ass plan for aftercare for 2 years after transaction, and agents are like, I really want your plan, how do you do it? You're like, yeah, you can have it too for $500 or $20, whatever your price point is. Right? $500, obviously $500. Yeah, so the smart plans, you can share them. So I love that because lots of folks don't really care, right? They're just like, yeah, for sure, you can use mine. It's great. Especially if it's just like reminders and things like that. Like you're not going to be targeting the same people most likely, right? So smart plans are a really cool part of it. You can also, it's going to have so many things. Local insights, so you can add local insights like schools, restaurants, businesses. And what's neat about this is as it grows, the more local insights you add to an area, the higher you are going to be ranked on the referral network as a local expert. So it's kind of like Google reviewers or Yelp reviewers or like even Amazon reviewers. The more insights you provide, the higher ranked you are, and there's more likely chance of you being chosen as the recipient of a referral because you have shown that you're an expert. On the app right now, on the Kelly app, I can go down here to the corner and I can go to the map. And I can search this area for listings if I want to. Where are listings? There we go. And it's going to show me a whole bunch of dots. Oh, I chose the wrong thing. Upside down is so hard. Listings. There we go. There's the listings in this area. Now, there are some data feed problems occasionally. The other day I found an Alberta listing on the smack middle of King Street. In that case, what I do, I know, right? What I do in that case is I screen cap it, and I go down here. There's a little feedback button on the front page. Settings, submit feedback. And I just submit the feedback that way. I get an email back right away, says, thanks for your feedback, we'll be in touch to let you know what we're doing about it. So Kelly is new, right? All this stuff is under a year old. It needs to be broken to work. So the more you play with it, the more you submit feedback, the more you're frustrated by it. It's gonna suck. But it does some things really well, and it does some things almost really well too. Like, for example, it's been recording me saying all that. It's good. What's the postal code for this area?
M6B,
6B? Okay.
P.
P, okay. Show me a market snap for postal code M6P. So it's showing me a market snap for this area. Now it's saying that there are 102 active listings in this M6P. if I view this snap, it's cool. The only problem is the average price is probably not 608,000 for this area.
I was
right?
actually just on that looking the other day, yeah. It's off quite a bit.
Yeah, so the reason it's off is that it still has not separated lease data from
Oh, okay.
sale prices. So they're working on it. But it's hard, right? It's a data feed, you gotta untangle all that stuff. But there's a share button here. So you can actually look at this map and see what your market center has in the area, what you have in the area, what your team has in the area, and you can share it with a little share button. There we go. And I can share it. I can share it via text, email, WhatsApp, whatever I want to do. Yeah.
Is that the Kelly app or the KW app?
This is Kelly. Yeah. So eventually, my guess is that the KW app that we know now and the Kelly app are probably going to be much more similar because there are things in here like local insights that are going to be eventually helpful to your clients, right? So I think that eventually they're going to fuse together and be one app. But for right now, this is for you to use and that's for them to use. But there's a bunch of features. There's actually, if you go to the technology tab in KW Connect, there's a list of things you can ask Kelly that do work. Certain things work well. Other things, you're like, get it together, right? Like, why do you not work? But right now, I can send referrals through here. I could say, send a referral, and I'll say, who do you want to send it to? I'll say, J.D. Purvis, for example. And as long as he's in my referral network already, then I can send a referral to him. There's lots of cool stuff that you can do. I got distracted. So yeah, so play with Kelly, look at the list of things, and like I said, send feedback, because they're not going to know what doesn't work. Like when I found that Alberta listing, screen cap sent it off right away. When I found the incorrect prices, I send that one once a week. I wanted to know that it's still not working, right? So, but the idea is if you play with it now, once Command launches and all the features are becoming more integrated, it's going to be a lot more fun and easy for you if you've already played a little bit and sort of been a part of the building process. Another cool thing that's going to be a part of Command as well is there's going to be, everyone use Canva? Do you guys know Canva? I love Canva. It's like a free online design program that gives you hundreds of templates for everything, like posters, postcards, everything.
Like the poster I made for this session today.
Yeah.
If you saw it, that was made on Canva.
Canva?
Yeah.
What is it, K-A-N-V-A?
C-A-N-V-A.
C-A-N-V-A.
Guys, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But they're building their own version in here. It's called Sketchhouse. So they're going to have what basically you can, when this launches and once it's sort of up and running, you'll be able to pull your listing from your listing feed, create a quick postcard in Canva, choose what area you want to target with it, either on Facebook, so social media, or with a postcard. So you can make the postcard, choose the area you want, and they'll take care of the printing and distribution through Canada Post.
This is through Canva.
No, this will be through the KW
Okay.
command. So the program that they have is like Canva.
Okay.
It's going to be called Sketchhouse.
So
So
don't actually order through Canva.
no, do not order through Canva.
No.
It's expensive.
It's expensive and it's in the States and it will never.
But they are looking for Canadian print partners to hook this up with, so that for us, the printer prints it, sends it to Canada Post distributes it to your target area. Because if you guys do the unaddressed ad mail drops, it is the most time-consuming,
Oh, it is.
confusing.
Yeah.
So if you can do it, I don't care if it takes them another year after this. If they can do it, I will be so happy.
Yeah.
Because I made instructions for agents on how to do it, and it's the worst. Like I wouldn't want to follow those instructions. So know that when you're playing around with Kelly and all that stuff, you are still playing with something it's still growing. Yeah, it's a baby. So your frustration will help power it. Exactly. It's fueled by frustration.
Specifically Aaron.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Let me see here. So
with Kelly, like, how should I tell my people that you use this app? Because they're saying when they use it, I get the leads. So what's the exact process there?
that's not Kelly is not for clients to use. No, Kelly's for you to use to keep track of your contacts eventually. The app that they can use is your KW app. So it's your property search app. Let me show you that one before I go. So the app for your clients to use is, and if you do the Scott Leroy setup, he'll send you your link and it'll be all set up for you. Does anybody here use the KW search app for your clients? Actually, I think it's kind of cool. So your clients can use, or your contacts can use this. They can look through at properties in the area. And what's great about it is if it's set up correctly, which Scott will do for you, if they want more information about it, the call or the email, the text goes to you. So that's one that if you can get people to use this app, they'll reach out to you for more information.
Scott's gonna be busy.
I know. He loves it. If I'm fueled by frustration, he's fueled by requests. And you can also share this app right from the phone as well. So you can share it by text, email, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want. When you do the Scott Leroy setup, he'll send you an email that is so clear. It's gonna have all your accounts, all your logins, and all your next steps. So like, you're not alone once you do it. It's pretty great. Ooh.
Are you gonna send the information so we can contact him to set that up?
It's been sent out already.
Yeah. You can even write down, if you write down reagentsetup.com, that's where you go.
Yeah, I can ask him for it today as well to separate to you.
So like, how should I, so what exactly is the process like? How should I tell my people to use this KV app? I need to send the link or?
Yeah, so once you have your app on your phone, you can actually share it right from here.
With your contacts.
Okay, that means I need to tell people, send me your email or phone number so that I can send you the link.
Exactly.
So that when they search, because since I send the link, so when they try to use this app, I get the leads, something.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. If people are out there using if they're not using your specific Keller Williams app, if they're using the generic app, when they press contact, it's going to call the nearest office. You don't want that. You want them to use your app so that they're contacting you. Does that make sense?
So can I make some video, something saying like, I made a great app for you guys, so if you need a.
Yeah, for sure.
something.
You can if you want to put a button on your website, it just says click here to download my. A lot of our agents have it in their signature of their email. Just says click here to download my personal property search app.
So when I go into my KW app,
Yeah.
is this already logged in?
That's not yours. I can tell
That's
from
just
here.
the
That's the
generic
generic one, yeah.
Okay.
So do the Scott Leroy. He'll send you your link.
Link
It's just to
to that.
your exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Kelly, guys, I did it all. KW Command. Yeah. Keller Cloud. Basically, the Keller Cloud houses all the information. We at KW save everything. All the data, everything. The cool thing is with the new data pledge in Keller Cloud, if you leave, your data goes with you. So your information gets pulled out of the system when you go. So you don't have to worry about that. But what's great about it is that because these tools are being built slowly for us, basically they're always in labs. So I say that Command is going to get launched in January. That's the estimate. It doesn't get launched until people who are in that lab are happy with it. It could be February, it could be December, we don't know. But people are always testing it, and because it's all based on the Keller Cloud, they can keep adding features to it. It's never going to be done. So even though it's in baby steps right now, the potential is endless because it's always connected to the cloud, which has all the information on it. So we can always add, like some of the features they're talking about adding are so cool. Like they're adding a free, the sign text thing where it's like text 4111 to whatever to get more information about this property. It's going to be free as part of Command. So all these things that you pay $30 a month for here, $25 a month for there, Keller Williams wants to build a version of it for you to use because their whole thing is every company that does that, like whenever you hear about a small company being bought by a big company, they don't want the company. They want the information of the users of that company, right? So when Google buys whatever, when Merrill Lynch buys whatever mortgage company, they don't want the mortgage business. They want the information of the people using it. So Keller Williams is like, we don't want that. We want your information to stay here and our information to be pooled together and used powerfully. So, yeah, I mean, selfishly, they want to build tools that are so good you can't leave. That just makes sense. Whether or not they do it, we're all on the edge of our seats, I'm sure. Because I've been here for 5 years, I've seen some pretty crappy, I've seen things promised and they're not delivered. We all have, right? And we've all been like, even for me, like playing with E-Edge now as compared to 4 years ago, I'm kind of sad because E-Edge is cool now. It used to be pretty terrible. When I first joined, nobody used it, nobody knew what it did because it didn't do much. Now, eEdge I think is a pretty good CRM, but now we're gonna say goodbye to it soon. Not immediately, they're still like, I'd say still keep using eEdge.
So when you're in eEdge and when I'm adding contacts and all that stuff inside of it, when they switch over to the new, whatever,
Yeah.
is everything just automatically transferred? Do I have to set that up? that
It won't be
it's-
automatically, but you'll just basically switch a button on and
Oh,
it'll
okay,
pull
it'll
everything
pull
over.
everything.
Yeah, it will not pull your campaigns over. Just
Okay.
be aware of that, because they'll have their own campaigns,
Right.
but it'll pull all your contacts, all their notes, all that information. So yeah. I do have to go, yeah. Sorry, I have a hard out at 2:30, which seems a bit rude of me. But I'm gonna send you all an email with this presentation, like I said, everything I talked about, the Scott Leroy link. I have my own website called agentsavvy.ca, which you can always check out. I've got a ton of helpful videos on here that you can look at. Like things I think you should do for tech, like a checklist, tech orientation videos. If you even want to, I have a place you can order business cards really easy and cheap, just, yeah. If you're looking for cookie business cards, they're not fancy, but they're fast. Yeah, videos on your Playster site, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, this was built for our agents, because I was saying I'm lazy, I do not like answering the same question twice. If I get a question twice, I make a video about it, because somebody else will want to know eventually.